Hello the Anglo-European people. Well, I haven't done a video for a while, or any content at all, because I've been involved and enveloped and in amazement of me becoming a dad, a pa. Couldn't ask for a better gift, the greatest gift which you could receive, which is from Yahweh. And when you receive a child, which is a girl or a boy, it's seen as a forgiveness, which is what you do with that forgiveness. So yeah, I've been in the amazement of that, the glorious and the wonder of it. Me and my woman had a young girl, which is a beautiful girl, and she called her Joy, which is a bundle of joy. I think she was getting a message from the universe or Yahweh himself in multiple ways of what to call her. So we ended up with the name Joy. You can derive from the name Joyce or whichever, but either way it's joyful. And yeah, that's why I haven't done any content for a while. I'll tell you what, I've got a beautiful, wonderful woman who I love very much. Couldn't have asked for any more, which that from Yahweh himself was a great gift. And then we ended up with a young daughter. She's 8 weeks on Sunday and we're on Wednesday now. So she's coming up to 2 weeks, and well, we've got an interesting thing happening soon, the immunisations, the vaccinations. We'll see how that goes, But yeah, so I've been doing that. Sleepless nights at the beginning, but got it down now. My woman's natural, pure natural, making it look easy, to be fair. And she's breastfeeding, that's the way Yahweh intended. But if some women who can't produce enough breast milk, you have to end up on formula. If that's the way it is, so be it. But yeah, I'm happy that my woman produces enough breast milk. And the baby's growing well, strong, happy and joyful. So yeah, I will be coming back doing more content. Because there is quite a lot what's been happening with Iran, Israel, which they want to create greater Israeli, which it is a lie. They've moved on to Lebanon now, when they've just obviously totally decimated Palestine, and obviously Trumpingtons, he's wants to make his little what is it, or what they call it, Gaza Lago. That's what it means, what we're going about. I find it funny that with what Iran, the Lego videos what they've been making are very creative on it. Yeah, it makes you wonder what to make of it, because when you what's on the electric toilet, it kind of makes you think, oh they're decimating Iran, but then they're doing this with the Lego videos and they're making out like they haven't done anything. But Iran have had over 40 years to prepare for the war coming from America, which they have. They've always wanted it. They've done it to the majority of all the basically countries, nations in the Middle East, and now they finally moved on to Iran. And what I've heard is that Iran have got they've got missile silos underneath the desert itself, and one of the main mountains in Iran, they've got one of their main military bases. And supposedly they say even a nuke couldn't even penetrate it. So whether that's true or not, who knows? But I think we've all seen enough content what's been coming out of Iran and the regime, what they've been doing over there. It's been quite atrocious, but the internet being turned off, and they're saying supposedly, I've heard that Elon Musk with the cabinet of Trump smuggled Tesla phones in, which there were rumours that they were going to make Tesla phones, but they got smuggled into Iran, and that's how they're getting information out and content, which it's all hearsay. Nothing you can be proven either way, but there's a lot of hearsay. Yeah, so there's been a lot going on, interesting to be fair. And so what you see on the internet and on the information you can find, it's totally different to what you hear on your electric toilet, what's in the corner of your room. So you hear quite a few different narratives, but whether what's true or not makes no difference, because I'm in the land of Ephraim, which is Britain, and we're being affected by it, especially with the Strait of Hormuz, what's being blocked off. It's meant to be open for next 2 weeks. Either way, and they're saying that the oil prices were going to go down, looking like right now it's still going up. And one garage, it's at £1.89.9, so more or less £1.90. And obviously that is very expensive itself, but I think I remember seeing it at one point, maybe 2011 or something like that, or it could have been a bit earlier, where it went up to like about £2.25, £2.30, something like that. So got a ways to go to get to that. I will say that it's going to get to a point where I think you should start stocking up on your bog roll, basically toilet roll, because yeah, your shortages are coming. I think you can already see that inside your supermarkets, that food shortages are happening, prices are going up. I don't know if you've seen the footage in Australia that the entire supermarket had no food, just a few apples, lemons, and there's a lot of lemons going about. I know a few lemons, but yeah, so I would say the time is coming that where we need to focus on preparing what's to come. Obviously creating groups of individuals who know engineering, agriculture, and so on and so on. So where you can create basically a group what could be self-sustained. Me myself, I'm in a situation where that ain't possible for me. There ain't enough Israelites or white British around me, nowhere near enough. And even if the ones what are around me not interested, couldn't care less, they just carry on with what's going on in their day-to-day lives, watching the football, watching the sport, and so on and so on. Yeah, so it's just all a distraction. That's why they want you to either take drugs, drink alcohol, so you end up being distracted from this situation what's at hand, and being prepared for you and your family, because no one's going to come and save you. No one. The only person who's going to come and save you is yourself. And as being a man of the house and having a family, that you need to think and understand it's just you who can save your family. And if you can't get your woman on board, or your family members on board, then you need to make them understand. And if you're the man, you've got, end of the day, you've just got to enforce it, because within the parchments of the Bible there's a hierarchy. It goes your way, then man, then woman, then children. That's the way it goes. So you need to make them understand. And if your woman is trying to warn you about this, and you're the man in the house what doesn't want to hear it, that's just you harking onto your wife, because she's clearly making sense and speaking wisdom. Because either there, you need to be able to save your own skin. That's all we need to do. Because I know, like, I don't know if many people know this, but you hear all the problems of what's going on in the world. You say, especially with like diversity, multiculturalism, and that white people are the problem. We're the ones who caused all this and that and other. We're the one who suppress people. And the global population of white people is only roughly about 5%. So 95% of the global population aren't white. So 5% of the global population are causing all these problems, but right now. And why should we apologise for what our ancestors did? Our ancestors were great, magnificent. They were pioneers, explorers, builders. It's everything but everything. And this is like one of the promises what were given to Abraham. And this is why I say that we are the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that because of the promise what were given to Abraham, that a nation shall come from his loins, and many nations, which is plural. And obviously Israel, what we know as what they like to call, say, Jewish, they just have a state. They don't even have a nation right now. So even if they become a nation, when are they going to become nations? So they're still, well, looking like it, and still in the Old Testament. I ain't even moved on to a bigger one. So which is they call it the Torah. Then they reject the Gospels. But really, we all know deep down that they are, that what they believe in is the Babylonian Talmud, and we know that. But that's just the facts of it all. And that the promise what we're given to Abraham was that, like I said, he'll become many nations, and he'll have many children come from his loins, and great things, and the world will be blessed by him. Well, there's only one people, and that's the European people, what's blessed the world through agriculture, building, clothing, even food. So let's say we fed the world, built the world, but now the world's coming down to destruction, which that was one of the plans of Revelations, that this were going to take place either way, because that he knew that the true Israelites were eventually going to lose their way, which we have, but they will come to remember. But there will only be a few, not a many. So which you can see that we're in the birth pains of now. And you see a lot of preachers on YouTube, TikTok and all that, saying, oh, we're in the end of days and all that. But yeah, we are kind of in the end of days, but not quite there yet. There's a lot to take place before even that happens. So they try to fearmonger people into obviously doing whatever. But at the end of the day, we're not even there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. But that's why I say we've got time. But that day of Yahweh's coming, not even the angels in heaven know when that day is. So any person saying they know when that day is, well, they're BSing, because they don't know. You only have some idea when that day is, when it gets close. So like in one of Daniel's prophecies, that locusts will come from the east to the west. And you can see it right now. And they shall come in as a flood, to spoil and plunder, and take what they have of what we built. And you can see it, taking it. Look what these asylum seekers are doing. Immigrants, illegal aliens. Oh, they're plundering. Not just your money, your children too. Oh yeah, they've stolen many children's virginity, even boys. Yeah, it's foul what's going on and what's taking place. But Yahweh's word did say this was going to happen, because he knew that eventually you'll forget who he is, and then you won't bend the knee. And when you don't bend the knee, you end up with punishments and plagues and famine and so on and so on. And that's how it just takes place. So yeah, I want to get into my things, what I want to do, but I've got to wait till certain criteria where I need to be able to do sermons, basically Bible teachings, and show what needs to be known. But either way, I could just give you this information anyhow, and you can look into it yourself and just read it yourself. I won't lie, it does eat up a lot of your time. I mean a lot of your time. And when you've got a family to focus on and prepare. So there is already a few people what have already done this, but they've gone now. They've passed away. But the works are still there, what they did. So, but they didn't get the full picture themselves, because end of the day you run out of lifespan, and that's why you end up with teachers, and then you end up with apprentice, which takes your place, and you can carry on your work, and that's how it goes. But yeah, with that being said, it's a bit of a cold day. We've had 2 days of beautiful sun, wonderful. Yeah, it was 18 degrees, and I think yesterday were 20 degrees, and today it's been 8 degrees. So 12 degrees drop. Blooming code. It is, but still lovely. Sun's out, showing itself. But yeah, I've just been for a walk. Yeah, quite a long walk. I need to head back, really. That's what I need to do. I'm just going to pause here for a second because I need to put my backpack on and get walking. Okay, 1 second. So yeah, I'm not walking again. But I think you would have seen it with this Artemis 2. Funny. You can clearly use they're using the green screen and AI to do the pictures or the video content. Ridiculous. But yeah. Oh, one of the astronauts had 3 legs. They were showing the perspective where they were behind the moon, and the moon and the Earth was looking like a little dot, quite tiny. Really believe it. And it just so happens they want to go to the moon and go around it where no other astronauts ever been. While they've just gone to war, and the world's in a great famine. Cracking way to use your taxpayers' money. That's why you know it's all BS. It's just a way of distracting the population from what's going on. And there's a lot going on. I mean, loads. But yeah, obviously I think you can find enough on TikTok now where you see it where they've got little things flying about, like floating, and you see the reflections of basically of the back, what they're looking at of the green screen and that. Even one of them, I think, looked like a toy, and you could see writing the reflection what it were giving off. So yeah, it's beyond a joke. And where they said they went to the moon. Yeah, I think it was the moon in the 60s. Well, we know that would be BS as well. I think it was the 60s. Sure of it. I could be getting it wrong. But yeah, that would be BS. And then they say, oh, when they got back, we destroyed the technology. We didn't need it anymore. So yeah, right, you destroyed the technology. And the advancement, since then, well, it's meant to be great, wondrous. Well, we can't get there now, because we don't have the technology. Well, I thought this technology is meant to be greater than that technology. Yeah, it don't make sense, does it? But either way, with that being said, I've got to go, and I will be doing videos more, and walk and talks, yeah. But either way, Yahweh bless, keep yourself safe, your family safe, make sure you prepare for what's to come, because either way, no one's going to look after you by yourselves, and no one's going to come to save you, especially not America, or any other blooming nation, and NATO, yeah, all the waste of money in space. The only person who's going to save you is yourself, and if you're an Anglo-European and an Israelite, bend the knee, because it's only Yahweh the Christ will save you. Yahweh bless.